is Addison Benz, and I am doing my biology role model project on the scientist Mary Claire King. Mary became involved in science after she lost her childhood best friend to breast cancer in high school. She states that this experience is where her attributes and motivation of science started. This traumatic event is what drove her to the amazing discoveries she made throughout her life. Mary graduated from Carleton College with a bachelor's degree in mathematics. She then went on to pursue her doctorate in biostatistics at the University of California in Berkeley. During her time there, she temporarily dropped out and worked with Ralph Nader, who is an activist to investigate the effects of pesticides on farm workers in Berkeley. Through her work with Nader, she discovered her love for genetics. Once returning to school, she changed her PhD to genetics. Along with her interest in science and math, Mary was very into politics. During her time at Berkeley, she organized a letter writing campaign and protests at the university. This protest is what caused her to temporarily drop out of school because all of the demonstrating students were removed from school by the National Guard. Mary is a strong advocate for a citizen scientist, which is why she emphasizes the quote that no question is too big to ask. Mary's field of study is in genetics, however, she has a strong background in mathematics and evolutionary biology. The specific question she focused on was how is breast cancer inherited? Because of her field of study and prior knowledge, it led her to this discovery. Her most recent paper published was breast and ovarian cancer risk due to inherited mutations in the BRCA1 and BRCA2 gene. The experiments wherein to locate the genes BRCA1 and BRCA2 were done by using the technique of mapping the breast cancer gene by using linkage disequilibrium analysis. This technique involves isolating polymorphisms in DNA sequence that are shared among individuals with the same phenotype. Mary also used family history of families with singly ascertained breast cancer patients as statistical models to see the risk of inheritance. Because of Mary's identification of the genes associated with the occurrence of breast cancer, she opened the door for doctors for being able to screen women for the inheritance of the mutated genes to evaluate their risks for breast and ovarian cancer. Along with her discoveries of breast cancer, she also discovered that 99% of amino acid sequences in humans and chimpanzees are identical. With this information, she helped to identify victims of human rights abuses using genetics. She identified 59 out of 500 missing children. She currently is the professor of genome sciences and medicine at the University of Washington. Her lab, named the King Lab, continues to work on studies in genetics and human rights abuses. I admire Mary King the most because she was the first to show that breast cancer can be inherited through mutations. My family was greatly affected by breast cancer. I lost both of my grandmas to this disease. It's very scary knowing that this disease now runs in my family, and is inspiring to me that she used her own experiences to discover something that will help many. I also have always been intrigued by cancer cells and how they become active in our body. The biology behind cancer has always fascinated me.